Hello everyone, my name is Radhika Gulati and I will be presenting on Artificial Intelligence in Healthcare for BAIS 550. For today's presentation, we will be covering the following items. We will first have a brief introduction as to what artificial intelligence is, the types of AI technologies and tools, and then how these tools are translated into applications within healthcare. Next, we will review the benefits and challenges that AI presents itself within the healthcare industry. And next, we'll have some discussion questions that will open it up for our class discussion this week. Before we delve into the applications of AI in healthcare, it is important that we first review what artificial intelligence is. According to the Oxford Dictionary, the definition of AI is the theory and development of computer systems able to perform tasks normally requiring human intelligence, such as visual perception, speech recognition, decision-making, and translation between languages. Artificial intelligence was first founded as a discipline in 1955. There are many benefits, but some of the main ones are that AI provides predictions with increased level of accuracy. It helps us in our decision-making processes and solve complex problems. And finally, it performs high-level computations that would take otherwise days for a human to solve. Since its inception in 1955, AI has been used across many sectors, such as the automotive, financial services, insurance, and healthcare industries. Altogether, AI is expected to add $15.7 trillion to the world economy by 2030. One of the largest impacts that AI has had is on the field of healthcare. By 2026, AI in healthcare will result in a value of $150 billion. The chart to our right describes some of the applications within healthcare that AI has had an impact on, along with its respective value. So from robotics-based surgery down to workflow assistance down to cybersecurity. We will further discuss some of these applications later within this presentation. When most people think of AI applications in healthcare, they instantly think of robots. While robots do play a big part of the healthcare sector, AI is not just one technology or tool, but rather a collection of them. We will review 4 of the most common types of AI, which are machine learning, natural language processing, robotic process automation, and physical robots. Machine learning is one of the most common forms of AI. Within healthcare, a regular application used is for precision medicine. This can predict what treatment protocols are likely to succeed based on various patient attributes and treatment context. The algorithm's performance improves as they are exposed to more data over time, or more patients. A more complex form of machine learning is referred to as the neural network, a technology that has been available since the 1960s. Within healthcare, it is used to determine whether a patient will acquire a particular disease. This is done by reviewing a series of inputs, such as age, weights of variables such as family history, diet, etc., and then the outputs, which would be whether, how likely or not likely a patient would be diagnosed with whatever disease is being tested for. The most complex form of machine learning is deep learning, which is comprised of multi-layered neural network that learn from vast amounts of data. An example of this application is used in the recognition of potentially cancerous lesions in radiology images. The second type of AI technology is in the field of natural language processing, or NLP, which includes applications of speech recognition, text analysis, translation, and other goals related to language. Within healthcare, NLP can be used to analyze unstructured clinical notes on patients, prepare reports, transcribe patient interactions, and conduct conversational AI. Google is currently using NLP for Project Euphonia, which is an attempt to make speech recognition capable of understanding people with motor impairments produced by degenerative diseases such as ALS or Down syndrome. Robotics process automation, or RPA, is the third type of common AI technology. This is a topic that Lynn covered in her presentation a couple weeks ago with insurance, but we can also go take this application and apply it to healthcare. RPA is used for administrative repetitive tasks like authorization, updating patient records, and billing. And finally, physical robots are programmed to perform predefined tasks such as surgeries. Surgical robots were initially approved in the USA in 2000 to provide superpowers to surgeons. improving their ability to see, create precise and minimally invasive incisions, stitch wounds, and so forth. Now that we have an understanding of the various types of technologies, let's dive into AI applications used to help streamline healthcare into what it is today. AI in healthcare is an extremely broad topic, so for the sake of time, we will be reviewing just 5 examples of how AI is utilized. That's within robotic-assisted surgery, virtual nursing assistants, diagnosis and reduction of human error, new drug development, and finally, improving the patient experience. As discussed earlier, robots are used in the aid of surgeries. Hospitals are using robots to help with everything from minimally invasive procedures to open heart surgery. Surgeries that utilize a robot have led to fewer surgery-related complications, less pain, and a quicker recovery time. The picture to the left is a well-known robot known as the Da Vinci, which has been manufactured by a company called Intuitive. This robot is comprised of 3 components: the surgeon console, which is where the surgeon sits and controls the instruments, the patient cart that houses a camera and mechanical robot arms, which is actually controlled by the surgeon console and responsible for performing the surgery, and finally the vision cart that supports communication between all components and provides a 3D high-def vision system. Up until now, the Da Vinci robot has assisted in performing over 5 million surgeries. AI has transformed into telemedicine with the use of virtual nursing assistants, which can save the healthcare industry over $20 billion annually, if not more, with the current situation of COVID-19 and telehealth becoming very popular. Most applications of virtual nursing assistants today allow for more regular communication between patients and care providers between office visits to prevent hospital readmission or unnecessary hospital visits. Virtual nurses are available 24/7, monitor patients and answer questions, and have the ability to provide quick answers. One company gaining attention is Sensely. This is an app that provides assistance to patients with specific chronic conditions, such as heart failure, diabetes, or COPD. Patients can interact with one of the many Sensely nurses for 5 minutes a day on their smartphone by speaking right to the app, and a nurse avatar, such as Molly, depicted in the picture, responds based on the patient's questions and specific health conditions. All data for the interactions go into the patient's secure medical record, accessible only by authorized health providers. The third application that AI has helped is within diagnosing patients and reducing human error. In 2015, misdiagnosing illnesses and medical error accounted for up to 10% of all U.S. deaths. This can be attributed to incomplete medical histories and large caseloads, which can lead to deadly human errors. Immune to those variables, AI can predict and diagnose disease at a faster rate than most medical professionals. For example, one AI model used algorithms and machine learning to diagnose breast cancer at a higher rate than 11 pathologists. One company making strides today is Enlytic, which develops deep learning medical tools to streamline radiology diagnosis. Its platform analyzes medical data from radiology images to medical history and blood tests in order to determine a patient's needs. This company has been deemed to be the 5th smartest AI company in the world and is ranked above Facebook and Microsoft by MIT. Another AI breakthrough has been within drug development. The drug development industry is extremely expensive, where it can cost as high as $2.6 billion to put each drug through clinical trials. Usually, only 10% of the drugs that do go through clinical trials are successfully brought to the market. Research robots can be used to speed up the drug discovery process, which in return allows to save time, money, and reduce uncertainty that a drug will or will not work. In 2009, research at the University of Cambridge developed a robot scientist named Adam to research the genetics of yeast, which was made possible by reviewing billions of data points and public databases to hypothesize the function of genes. Later on, the same team developed another robot scientist named Eve, which is depicted in this picture here, and she was responsible for drug screening and discovered that triclosan, which is a common ingredient in toothpaste, can combat malaria. The last application of AI in healthcare we will review is improving patient experience. In 2016, U.S. hospitals saw more than 35 million patients. Therefore, it is important to efficiently provide a seamless patient experience which allows hospitals, clinics, and physicians to treat more patients on a daily basis. A study of 35,000 physicians showed that 95% of patient complaints are in regards to a lack of customer service, confusion over paperwork, and negative front desk experiences. AI technology has allowed to streamline this experience. Johns Hopkins recently announced a partnership with GE to use predictive AI techniques to improve patient operational flow through prioritizing hospital activity. Through this program, the facility saw a 60% improvement in its ability to admit patients and a 21% increase in patient discharge before noon. Olive is an Ohioan company located in Columbus and has an AI platform that automates the industry's most repetitive tasks through RPA. This allows healthcare administrators to work on higher-level tasks and focus on providing better patient service. Let's now review the benefits and challenges that AI has provided within healthcare. Throughout the presentation, we have shown that many AI applications help processes be more efficient, whether it is improving a hospital process flow or diagnosing a patient, which reduces time and costs needed. When it comes to diagnosing patients, AI is more cost-efficient than conventional methods of having to go through expensive lab tests. Another benefit of AI is that it fosters healthcare accessibility around the world. Many developing countries are still lagging behind the world's technological progress in healthcare. According to the World Health Organization, uneven access to the health services results in an 18-year gap in life expectancy between the richest and poorest countries. AI innovations and care can help create a more efficient healthcare ecosystem and assistance to people around the world, especially in countries that may have a shortage of doctors. AI also helps enable physicians to make more accurate diagnoses, with the ability of keeping people's data in a single place, as well as predict and anticipate future threats of disease and how to precaution against them. Overall, AI in healthcare has improved treatment plans and the quality of patient care around the world. With that being said, there are still challenges and implications that come with these advancements. As technology evolves and is implemented more, many fear that their jobs will be replaced by robots or machines. However, it is important to note that AI is not intended to replace healthcare workers, but to allow them more time for bedside care. Another item to take into consideration is that many AI tools are like black boxes. Programmers create applications on what to look for to get results, but some of these algorithms are virtually impossible to explain. If a patient is informed that an image has led to the diagnosis of cancer, he or she will want to know why, and sometimes a physician will not be able to provide a full explanation as to why this is. On the other hand, there is still risk of a misdiagnosis. A diagnosis is only as good as the data of symptoms and conditions others have experienced. If an AI database does not have such sufficient information, or if regular checks are not performed on the equipment conducting tests, there is risk of this happening. This reminded me of the movie The Last Holiday with Queen Latifah, if any of you are familiar with it. Queen Latifah's character was diagnosed with a brain tumor, but came to find out later that she was misdiagnosed due to X-rays generated by a broken, outdated CAT scanner. And lastly, there is the issue of privacy. With so much of our health information being out in the cloud and in a single AI database, it makes this more prone to hackers and opens up the doors for violations against HIPAA laws. So that's some information on how AI is applied in the sector of healthcare. For this week's discussion, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on where you think AI will take us in the future, your thoughts on if the pros outweigh the cons of AI use in healthcare, and finally, your thoughts of AI replacing healthcare professionals. Here are my sources for the presentation. I look forward to your guys' thoughts this week, and it's been a pleasure working with you all these past couple months. Thanks, everyone.